Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you can hear me okay, if you don't mind, just go ahead and type okay in the comments. And what we're going to be talking about today is if you're selling a home and you're also going to go buy another home, should you put your house up for sale first, or should you find your next house first? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And before I forget, if you're serious about selling a home or buying a home, give us a call. You might want us to help you to buy or sell, you may not, but either way, we're happy to give you some great advice and point you in the right direction. You can go to showcasecall.com, and while you're there, pick a time that works for you for us to talk. Just click a few buttons to get scheduled. All right, so like I said, what we're talking about is if you're selling a home and you're also gonna go buy another home, some people that are in that situation, they actually have to sell one house to buy the other house. And when that happens, you have to have the sale of your current home to close before you can purchase the next home in that kind of situation. So if you're in that situation, you might be wondering, do I list my house for sale first, or do I go find the next house first? And when you're in that kind of situation, it can get a little stressful because these are two separate processes, and they're both like 30-day processes, but they almost never start on exactly the same day, but you need them to end around the same time, so they need to stay close together. And so keeping those two things in sync can be, like I said, can be kind of stressful at times if you're not able to get your closing dates lined up. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today is how to actually get that done. And the thing I'll tell you right now is it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. We're not going to give you the same advice. We're not going to give the same advice to every single person that's selling a house and buying another house. And if you're just joining us, just want to mention real quick, if you're serious about buying a home or selling a home, give us a call. You might want us to help you with the sell or purchase, or sell or purchase. You may not. Either way is cool. We'll be happy to give you some advice and point you in the right direction. And to schedule a time to talk, you can just go to showcasecall.com and click a few buttons and get scheduled with us. So great, let's jump into it. When you put your house on, so when you're getting ready to sell a house and buy another house, what we're talking about is, do you want to put your house on the market first, or do you want to go buy that other house first? And, or not buy it, but find it and get into escrow on it. And the thing is it's going to depend on a few different variables, because like I said earlier, it's not a one size fits all. So let's say, for example, that the house that you're selling is in a price point, a neighborhood, a style of home that's just really hot right now. These houses are typically going, for 2, 3, 4 days on the market, 5 days on the market, and then they're getting snapped up. If that's the kind of house that you're selling, then you may want to consider finding your next home first, because finding the home might be more challenging. So like, for example, we just worked with a client where we sold their 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Santa Ana and helped them get into a much larger home they were looking in either Anaheim Hills or in Tustin Ranch. Now, the particular home that they were looking for was, there wasn't a whole lot of those out there on the market. But the home that they were selling, I mean, as soon as you put it onto the market, as long as you get your marketing and the pricing right, it's going to sell quickly. So in their situation, we went ahead and had all of the pictures taken of the home. We had the listing agreement signed. We were ready to go as soon as we wanted to put the home on the market. But instead of putting it on the market right away, what we did instead was start their home search, because it did take a little while to find the right home for them, because they had something very particular in mind, and they were not in any kind of time crunch where they had to do something, by the end of the month or by the end of next month. And so that's a situation where we went ahead and found the house first, and we put their house on the market. It sold I believe, in like 7 days. So we put it on the market and we were able to get it into escrow in 7 days. If that's your situation, that might be a good path to follow, doing it the same way. Something that's different would be if the home that you're selling is in a price point or a style or a neighborhood where things tend to sit longer. So in some neighborhoods, it's very common for homes to sit on the market for 60 days or 90 days. If that's the case, then, and also if the home that you're looking for is something that is more common, where there's just more of it on the market, where you've got more of a choice, or you're not going to be so picky. We had a client one time where they weren't really picky. They saw a lot of homes that they were interested in their price range. It was really easy to get them into a home because they knew that what they were looking for, there was a lot to choose from. And they didn't care if it was house A or house B or house C. They were happy with any of them. And so in a situation like that, where you know that you're probably going to be able to find your replacement home easily, then you'd want to go ahead and put your house onto the market first. Or if, like I was saying, your house is in an area that tends to sit on the market for a few months, you may want to go ahead and get it onto the market right away while you're looking for a home. So those are a few different scenarios. And if you're just joining us and you're really serious about buying or selling a home, and you're looking at doing that, say, in like the next 6 months or so, give us a call. We'd be happy to talk with you and give you some advice, point you in the right direction. Whether you want to work with us or not, we're happy to do that. And you can go to showcasecall.com to schedule a time for us to talk. So that's it. So let's just kind of recap it. If you're going to sell one house and buy another house, depending on the demand that there is for the house that you're selling, that kind of determines whether you want to put it onto the market first or wait until you find a replacement home. And then if you are looking for something very, very specific, where maybe it doesn't come onto the market very often, like a very specific neighborhood or a very specific floor plan, then you might want to consider finding the home first before listing your house. Otherwise, like, here's what would happen. Let's say that you find a home that you love, but you don't have a buyer for your place. If your house is the type of house that takes a while to sell, then you may have some problems staying in escrow on your other home, on the home that you are purchasing. And the reason is that seller is expecting you to close on that escrow within a certain period of time, say like 30 days or 45 days. And if you haven't been able to sell your home, then it's going to make that very difficult to do. And kind of the flip side of that too, if your home is really hard to sell, or it tends to sit on the market longer, there's just not a big demand for that type of house, then you're going to want to get that onto the market as quick as possible, just to give you the opportunity to find somebody as soon as possible. So I hope you found those things helpful. And again, if you're serious about buying or you're serious about selling, give us a call. We'd be happy to give you some advice, point you in the right direction. There's not any obligation or anything. There's no pressure from us to do anything. And you can go to showcasecall.com and schedule a time for us to talk. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions or anything for us, just reach out. We're happy to help. Okay, have an awesome day. Take care.